This is a relatively quick lesson on how to use a very common box shape, a pentatonic shape in the key of A minor, which everybody, internet is full of that, patterns over that shape, and it's very common. It's used a lot in blues because it fits under the fingers really nice, Yeah, so we've also got the minor scale around there as well. So anyway, the pattern is this: 8, 5, finger 3, 1, 8, 5, 3, 1. So I'm going to play those notes. So we've got 3, 1, 3, 1, and then we're going to go 5, 3 with 3, 1 again, 3, 1, and then 3, 1, 2, which is the A, 0, 2. Okay, so we have, okay, and then we're going to get back up. So, and each time we're going to end on the root note. So first of all, it's just getting used to playing the what I'm doing there is sometimes I'm putting a slide in there. So okay, and the rest of the scale. And first of all, what you're going to do is just get used to playing around with just the creating a little hook off the root note. So you could take a segment of that scale, which could be the root there or the root here. Okay. In fact, the root here will be good because most beginners might find it hard to, play around with that kind of area. So if we start with first finger on 5, or you could even try 3, 5. You could try that portion of it, or even here. So wherever's easiest for you. Some of you might want to start here. This is pretty easy. Or this. Okay. So here's an example. What you could do is you could just play a rhythm over 4. So first start off with a root note and play within groups of 4 crotchet beats. And we're going to have a rest on the last beat. So we might go 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, and again. 3 and again, 1, 2, 3 and again, etc. The idea is you get used to feeling where those breaks are, and it develops a sense of phrasing. So you have an idea and it just doesn't aimlessly go forever. You have very, very, very small chunks of things that are rhythmically in time. Okay, and it's usually with music, it's not just about the notes you play. It's often the silences that give it the impact, give it the structure. So once you get used to 5s, you might get a bit bored with just playing 5. So you might want to add the 3 in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you might add the E. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay, very easy. So using those notes, and then you can go around and explore those different areas. So, and then you can make a position shift here, and ending on this root note. So you got 1, 2, 4. Okay, there you go. Now the next phase will be to add a bit of rhythm in there. So instead of just crotchet beats, you might do some quavers. So we might have the crotchets we could call walk. So that'll be like walk, 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 shush. 1, 2, 3. Quavers will be walk, running, 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 walk. 1, 2, 3. Just do different combinations of walks and running. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just assign that to notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then move along here. And then start using some of the low notes. So you might have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, so the idea is you can just play around with that, experiment, and you can do that all day. Yeah. So if I put a basic backing track on, I can show you, what you can kind of do really. Here we go. So, and you can start off with a root. So. Oops, sorry. Okay, so there I've started to make the phrases a little bit longer, which you can do. Once you get a grasp of doing things in small chunks, you can extend that out. And a lot of it is just a bit of trial and error. I mean, I wouldn't get too regimented about doing things in a particular way. If you get completely lost, go back to the basics. Just be able to play something within 4 beats and have a 4-beat pause. And then you just branch off from that, okay? But you can always come back to that if you ever feel you're getting a bit lost. And that's it really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play some different ideas, and within that 4-beat rest, you can basically just apply what we've learned. So, I might go, and then in the 4-beat rest, you might do the same thing. Yeah, so it's a bit of what they call and answer, a kind of question and response approach to kind of improvising. And it just means that you're going to keep everything concise. You're not going to just sort of aimlessly go off for ages and just play notes and see where that takes you. Even though that's great, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But it's very, very, it's always good to play in very, very small chunks, especially if we repeat things. When things are quite repetitive, we do kind of like that. The ear does like that because it gives a sense of structure. It's a bit like, say, somebody talking. If somebody's just talking aimlessly for ages, it just sounds like they're waffling, and what happens? You switch off. It's not interesting. So anyway, here we go. I'll shut up. So we'll start off with the root maybe. So here we go. 1, 2. I'll start with a phrase. 3, 4. And then your placement. 2, 3, 4. There you go. Gives you something to play against anyway. Okay, and lastly, if anybody wants one of these little worksheets I prepared, then just send me an email or drop a line on my Facebook. All it is, quickly just to explain, you've got the pentatonic shape, only the box position from fret 5 to 8. This is the whole shape. So this is the first octave, the second octave. And then it's pretty self-explanatory. So these black dots are the walking notes. So that'd be like walk, 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 shush, etc. And the numbers on the strings tell you what frets you're playing. So there we've got 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 8, 5. Okay, and you just work through it. When you see these notes joined together, they're our running notes. So they're the walks: walk, 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 running, walk. Okay, and we just develop the idea until really we're doing the thing that we did in the last part of the video, where there's an idea during the pauses. At first, you can just leave them as pauses, so you're able to develop the sense of building a phrase with a that becomes quite catchy. When that gets easy, then you can fill in the blanks. You can continue the phrases you might want to leave some of them free, but it's open to experiment. So there's the worksheet, and